do because I have to sit still for so long. What's happening, guys? I haven't seen you in forever. Tuesday night, back in style. We might have to mute me because my cat's using the litter box right now. So I don't know how appropriate that is for the show. How's it going, Alex?
It's been a minute, Allie. We kept missing each other, so it's really good to see you. It's good to be back. I missed last week. I missed you. I miss people like Brady and John Carvelli and Cofield. And I think about them in my off time. What is it? Is it Jay Lawrence that had the bomb Chinese food? I think about these people during the time off, and I was just like, man, I'm actually stoked to connect again. And when I eat food and I tweet out pictures, I do it for the Cofield and Company late night happy hour because I want to tap in. I want them to tap in with what I'm eating, and I want to be able to talk about it. I know we're going to talk a lot about food tonight, so I'm pumped for that.
It is kind of a food heavy show. I just took my first real food picture. It wasn't anything that I cooked, but I just got back from vacation. I had, staycation in Las Vegas. It's really a staycation because I didn't go anywhere. But my best friend came in town and we had this killer weekend. We had a cabana on Saturday, went to bed at 8:30 Saturday night because we're old. And then Sunday had a really great time. And we went to Gordon Ramsay's Pub and Grill. And I had beef Wellington for the first time ever. And also sticky toffee pudding. And it was pretty freaking incredible. Have you had beef Wellington?
I don't think I have. I feel like Cofield was raised on that, but I haven't. I don't think I've had it.
I don't know about that sticky pudding stuff. That sounds good.
Sounds amazing.
The sticky toffee pudding was it's a 200-year-old recipe. The royals started this pudding recipe. And it's you're so full from the salad and then the Wellington. And then you get this sticky toffee pudding and you have to eat it because it was just so freaking good. It was incredible. But I felt like if I was at a Ramsay restaurant, I had to get the Wellington because that's what he's always yelling about on Hell's Kitchen is look at the Wellington, it's raw. It was like butter, man. It melts in your freaking mouth. It was incredible. I think it's the best thing I've ever eaten.
I want to come to Vegas to eat. I really want to come out to Vegas to eat. I haven't been to Vegas. Last time I was there, it was COVID-ish. Cofield and I ate. I don't remember it, so I'd like to come back out. And forget the pool parties and the casino and all that stuff. I really just want to come out to eat.
Yeah. Well, and that's kind of what I discovered. My friend who came in town, he's my best friend. We've been to 4 Madonna concerts together. We've gone to Disneyland. We have these awesome adventures. But now we're both in our 40s. And it was I really do not need to go to a club. I don't need to drink insane amounts of shots. I would really just kind of like to go to dinner. That's what I'd like. Some steak, please. So I feel like I'm aging, the rage is gone in me and the hunger is there now.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I mean, my dad's birthday is coming up and my mom's actually going to be out of town that weekend. So I was trying to plan something and I'm let's just go get good dinner and drinks at some places and just make a night of that. That sounds so much more fun than almost anything else we could do.
I'm with it. I'm into darts now, darts and
pool. Hell yeah.
Yeah, hey, you want to throw some dart? I sure do. It sounds like it's not going to make me sore tomorrow, dancing or walking in high heels would. So yeah, I'd love to throw darts.
I kind of went hard last night. Got pretty drunk on a Monday. And this is gonna make me sound so lame, or just I never knew how to play dominoes, so I learned how to play dominoes last night while we drank, and that was super fun. So
really, dominoes is great. I don't know if I still remember how to play domino, but it's just kind of you got 5, you connect the 5, right? It's just that kind of a deal.
It's multiples of 5 score. You connect the same numbers, and there's some there's some intricacies. There's some math involved, but yeah.
I remember playing that a lot, in high school and especially college, but I don't know the last time. Maybe that's what I need to do in my old age is start a good domino night, maybe have the ladies over for some dominoes, some
how many stimulus checks have we gotten? 3 technically, right?
I've got 1, so I don't know how many
I've gotten 3. The $600 one or the whatever the cheapest one. I went
the very first one.
No, the first Biden one. The Trump one was actually whatever that one was, the $600 one. I went out and bought like a game table from this antique or like vintage furniture store. It's like a chessboard on one side. You flip it over and it can be like a card table, and then you take it off and it's backgammon inside. And I don't know how to play backgammon, so I went out and bought that with a stimulus check, stimulated the local economy here in LA. And I want to learn to play backgammon because I don't know how to play.
I don't know either. I do not know either. Most underrated card game, asked Brady. Do you have a most underrated card game?
See, that's actually something, talking about getting older, on my to-do list is to learn more card games. I know Texas Hold'em, I know Blackjack, Speed, like I'm pretty limited. That's like all I know.
Speed was like in high school girls volleyball or like track team. You would play that on the bus, and I mean, you get going. I love Uno. I'm a big Uno person.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't know how to play Pinochle.
Yeah, I don't know how to play Pinochle either. You do kind of look like Andre Agassi. You're rocking your Agassi.
I'm rocking the sweatband a lot these days.
That's my kid was actually rocking a sweatband earlier today.
Hey, it's dope. It's back, baby.
Maybe he's onto. So you guys are onto something I don't know about. Everyone's saying Pinochle. Man, I gotta get a handle on this Pinochle business.
I'd like to play Pinochle.
Steve, you're old. Do you play Pinochle?
I know. I don't play
card guy.
Even as an old guy, I don't really play a lot of cards, but I got to get into it. I know.
Old guy in Vegas.
I liked your mention of Uno earlier.
Uno's solid, man. Uno's solid.
Does Taboo count as a card game?
No.
Because I like that. Any card game that has a buzzer that I can buzz a lot, yeah. I'm into.
Right.
No, Taboo's not a card game.
What's not?
Taboo's
no,
not.
I don't think Taboo
it's a board
either.
game. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cribbage.
I'm not going with it. It's advanced spades, huh? Well,
Wait, can we go back for a second?
Yeah.
Who's making all the money that they only got one stimulus check? What's going on here? Or are you owed, or did you just not get them and you're like, where are they? Are you looking into this? What's going on?
Okay, so two things have actually happened. One is that I never filed my 2019 taxes. So I think that's like the holdup on the Biden thing, but it was my umpire people who paid me had like a hack to their system. And then like when it was time to get it, they were trying to sort stuff out. And then I kind of like ignored it for longer than I should have ignored it. And then I just got my crap together last week. Like before I went on vacation, I had things that I needed to do so I wouldn't stress about them. And that was one of them. So I got that handled. We'll see what happens. And then randomly, after I've brought up to you guys before, the whole unemployment thing, how like it pisses me off because I work for Nevada, I work for the Aviator, I work for Las Vegas, and I got skipped on unemployment entirely. And just freaking randomly, they called me up and it was a whole day on the phone with this chick. And she's like, I think I can fix this. I think I can get you in. After the whole day on the phone, I'm getting $30 a week for 14 weeks. Oh yeah. And I missed that 600. I did. I missed that 600 that we were all supposed to get, but I got $420 coming my way over the next 14 weeks. So if anyone wants to go out to dinner, it's on me. So.
30 a week. That's amazing that they actually take the effort to get that out.
That's UNLV because I work a seasonal job for UNLV, so thanks for showing up, Rebels. I will say that. Thanks for showing up, running Rebels, because you did it. Oh, Cards Against Humanity is good. What's the Apples to Apples? That's a fun card game. We played that in the World Series of Poker when would be on our breaks and everyone would go up to the room. Apples to Apples was like the game to play up there.
Yeah, that I haven't played that in a minute. Cards Against Humanity is what kind of like the more advanced version, kind of like the more adult version of that sort of, I think. So, yeah.
What's going on with your background? You've got what?
Me?
Yeah.
I
thought he was going to say something, but no, I was going to ask, last time I saw you, you were in a completely different room with a completely different setting.
Actually, same room, different wall. I had been setting up in front of my blank wall just to, maybe I'd put a plant back there. Maybe I'd put an album or something. But I flipped it around and I've got some cardboard cutouts. I kind of collect cardboard cutouts. over this shoulder, I didn't angle him very well, but I've got the Dalai Lama. And over there, I've got Bruce Lee and former Oregon State men's head basketball coach, brother of Michelle Obama, Craig Robinson. So
Craig Robinson.
That's my small but mighty cardboard cutout collection. I operate under the assumption I'm the only person that owns those 3 cardboard cutouts on planet Earth. So
you're a young man. You're virile. We've talked about your sex life at the beginning of the pandemic. That was a disaster. You started shutting it down. Do you think about your room like when you do finally get someone in there? Like how it's going to work. You don't want to freak them out. I mean, the day is coming. I feel like the clock's ticking here. Like you're probably in decent shape. Is June 15th? Is that the opening of California?
That's the official wide opening. Things are phasing in. Orange County's really open.
You got 7.5 weeks, 8 weeks. Is that room going to be ready?
So this is actually my living room. So
that could be ready too.
Yeah, but I consider this room pretty close to ready. And where I live in LA, this kind of a setup, this is a good setup. This is a good setup for the kind of net that I'm casting.
Okay. And then meanwhile, Allie's like, yeah, the Picks and Parlay banner. Let's go.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. My whole setup's right here. I don't need to move stuff. I had that big chair that I would sit in because after like an hour and a half, my little roller chair gets a little uncomfortable. But my kid took the big chair, so now I'm slumming it.
What room are you in, Allie? What room are you in? I've always wondered where in your house you are because I can't tell. I've always wondered. Yeah.
I am in my dining room, and that's my kitchen. Wow. Yeah. I can turn my camera. Y'all can see.
No. We you know what? We want you to save
Whoa.
Wow, that's a big stack of books.
We got another one over there.
We will have a future episode where you do one of the nacho tables.
Yes, live from the nacho table.
For nacho table.
Alex, if we did a trade, if Allie could get you a Picks and Parlays banner, would that help you down there?
Would it help me get laid?
Dude, I don't know. I don't know what kind of game you have. I don't know what's going to happen come out of the pandemic. I mean, I think it could be the Roaring 20s. It could be like a real kind of cold atmosphere. I don't know.
Well, I'll say this, Cofield, to kind of answer your question. To be honest, I am going to there are going to be upgrades done in this room over the next couple months. Not directly to get me laid, but there will be upgrades done to this room. I'm not sure at what point you'll start seeing those on camera, but just expect some upgrades. And it's not just to get me laid, but we're thinking about upgrading our stereo in here. And we might actually get a green screen in here. So
we gotta go right. We gotta go. I'm trying to build everyone up here coming out of the pandemic to have the Roaring 20s on all fronts. And then Brady's got to come in with some like scare tactic about an STD. Come on, man.
I'll take the over on that because no one's been getting laid for a while. So I think everyone's had time to get that stuff cleared up. And you're going to have a nice, fresh selection of peaches for you when you get out.
Yeah, for sure. Everyone's gotten it cleared up. Everyone's invested in condoms.
Fresh peaches.
It was the nicest way I could say that.
I know what you're talking about, Allie.
Yeah, well, I figure you all did, but I just didn't, I'm not, it's still my first beer. We don't have to drop vag bombs. Oh, there it goes.
Vag bomb dropping.
Well, good.
But I appreciate your interest. Yeah, I mean, Cofield, let me ask you this, though. Was there something about my background or my room that led you to think, maybe?
No. I was just wondering. I don't know. I was just wondering.
I think if I may interject, because I'm the chick in the room here.
Woman's
I think you're off to a good start here because like girls want to feel like you're like cultured. You have a lot of interest. I'm not just all sports or all video game. Like I've got movies, I've got spiritual people, I've got classic rock albums. I've got so I think it's a nice array of stuff you've got going thus far.
What's that?
Yeah, no, thank you.
What's that over on the over your left shoulder? Is that suit? Is that vintage suit? You might want to have that hanging up.
That's the Dalai Lama, isn't it?
That's the Dalai Lama over there.
Oh wow, okay.
I have a Maryland in my room. Now I feel like I need Maryland out here.
It was running around. Oh, it wasn't turned. Okay, I couldn't see it. Well, that's interesting.
See, I think you
$1
should just
long.
have all three standing behind you and staring at us. It's kind of
Yeah.
creepy.
I just want to get a few more, to be honest. I want to keep investing.
I like that a lot. Good job.
I'm with it.
Good job.
I'm with it. So what else is new in California? I heard you had a run-in with a thief.
Yeah, man. This was funny. Or no, it's not funny. It fucking sucks. But I trying to do, I don't even call it the right thing. I'm just trying to be, as car free as possible. I like commuting by train. I like riding my bike. I've got a system I've been working on. Okay, how much is the Uber to the train station? How much does parking cost? How long is the bike ride? Just kind of figuring things out because I have to go down to Orange County to do the games that I've been calling. And I live up in LA, about 45 miles an hour without traffic. But let's be real, there's always traffic. So I rode my bike to the train station on Wednesday. No problem. About a 35-minute bike ride. Took the train, came back, was in a huge hurry. I had to get home. And I left my bike locked up in the parking garage, inside the parking garage, like behind the gate, whatever, in a bike area with a U-lock on a metal post. I'm like, I'll come back and get it. So I go back 2 days later to get it. And the bike lock post had been removed, like drilled out of the ground, drilled out of the concrete and removed. And there was a sign there, and it was like, if your bike has been left more than 72 hours, LA Metro will remove it. And so I was like, oh, these motherfuckers came and moved my bike before 72 hours, but like because of the way the bike post was drilled. So I went on Twitter. I was just so pissed off. I went trying to find someone to talk to. No one was there. No one could help me. They were like, email this. They were like, try this. Everyone's helping me. I'm like, dude, this is a big deal. Like, this is my bike. This is my bike. This could be my car, for like, I have a car, but this is as important as my car in some ways. I went on Twitter, posted the picture, and was just like, I basically was just like, Metro Los Angeles stole my bike. Can someone help me? Super pissed off. Then they tweeted back, and this is where I felt kind of stupid. They were like, we reviewed the security footage. We did not remove your bike. It was stolen. So now I'm in the process of like, I talked to the LAPD, like they're filing a report. There's this, and this, but it's still really frustrating. It's just really frustrating because my bike got stolen. And now someone might say, well, you shouldn't have left it locked up. But it was in a parking garage with a U-lock on a bike post drilled into the ground. So I'm frustrated because I'm like, in a heavily secured, busy place, how did someone get in there with power tools and drill this out of the ground and take my bike?
Is that how Metro would have gotten it out of the ground? Like, is that because they say for 72 hours? Like, how would Metro have removed the bike if someone else didn't, if 72 hours had happened?
That would be my assumption because, I have one of those nice U-locks that I feel like you might need to weld through. Like, you know what I mean? Like, those are pretty hard. So I think that's how Metro would remove it. So, and Metro's been really cool. I know that's kind of their job probably to de-escalate it, and I've been angry. But they've like, the one guy from Metro, the security guy, was like, hey man, like, between you and me, I this sucks. I've got an extra bike in my garage. Do you want to borrow it for a couple weeks? And I was like, oh man, like that means so much. I'm good. Thank you. But like, so cool. But I do want to see the footage because I want to see the operation that went on to get my bike stolen. By the way, it's a nice bike, but it's not the nicest bike. How did someone pull in there with a drill? Like, I just got a lot of questions. And so it sucks to have something stolen, but I do feel a little foolish calling out a public agency online. And now I have to eat crow a little bit, but I still want to see the footage because I'm just blown away by the level of the theft.
I wonder what the guy was wearing. Like, maybe it's an operation where he dresses like a Metro officer who's supposed to be there doing this, because that's like quite an undertaking,
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's why. And I asked if I can see the footage. I want to know. I want to know how they did it. Yeah, does he dress like it? Do they pull up in a van with a Metro logo? Do they walk in wearing Metro gear with, like someone in the chat said, masks on? That's just, I want to see it because at the end of the day, it's 99% chance I'm not getting my bike back. But now I do want answers on how it went down.
Well, yeah. And I feel like we should post wanted posters everywhere. But is it one of those things where, like, if cops show the footage of the guy doing it, then everyone's going to know how to steal bikes?
Yeah, so I'm like, can I?
Sugar you.
Brady, that's so nice, man. I really appreciate that.
I got 20 on it.
We got to start the GoFundMe. But this is a very LA thing. This is kind of like a frustrating part of it. In the front of the train station, there's actually like a bike cage that I think you have to pay a nominal fee, and you get to like lock your bike in there. You get like a key code. Frustrating that you have to pay. I don't think you should have to pay for bike parking to use public transit. They should encourage people. But I went to park my bike there anyway that day, and it was the security wouldn't let me through because they had a film set. They were filming something. They were shooting something. Like, you can't come through. And I was like, but I need to lock my bike. And they're like, no, it's off limits today. And I'm like, no, and they're like, no, you got to go to this other one. So the fucking, like, they have like, it was legit. They had a full film set up there. And I'm like, well, that sucks for like normal people that are just trying to lock their bike. Also, it's very LA,
Yeah. What if a cop is offering you a bike so you drop it? That's a good call.
Hey man, take this and shut up.
Damn it. Brady asked a really good question there, though. If you saw someone ride by on your bike, what would you do?
Well, I went on Craigslist. I've been going on Craigslist and checking and like looking to see if I can find it. But that has led me to be like, okay, so I see it. So do I go? So do I roll up? I kind of came up with a plan. I was thinking I'd get a couple friends. I'd get sort of my friends that I know would be down to scrap, like that would be down like for some trouble if something happened. Like, I'd get my friends that aren't like pussies, basically.
Right.
We'd go. I'd like look at the bike, be very interested, whatever. And shit. I need a fourth person to be driving. I need like a driver. And I would ask to take the bike on a little test spin while my friends talk to the potential seller. They distract him. I ride away on the bike to the getaway car. Then when the time is right, we pull up in the getaway car. They jump in. The bike's in the back, and we all speed off.
I mean, I'm with it. Yeah, it makes sense. It seems like the simplest way to make this all go down.
I've got a couple friends that I think would be down for the potential.
How do you know it's your bike? Is there some like, do you have like a, I was going to say like Paw Patrol, but that's my kid. Like a Fortnite sticker on it or something. Like what if you got there and it was just a bike that really looked like your bike, but it wasn't your bike, and then you just stole some dude's bike?
I don't know the serial number. I feel stupid for that because the cops asked me. They're like, certainly you have the serial number, right? And I was like, yeah, I kind of don't. It was like it's a late 90s model Trek road bike with some like, I've got the, custom grip tape on the handlebars and just a few other things. I think it's not a super common bike, so I think I'd be able to identify it. But that would suck just if I stole a bike from someone.
Fair enough. Conseco card in the spokes. That would be horrible.
Yeah. I'm going to have to buy another bike.
That's rough.
It just sucks because I just went and dropped a couple $100 to get it all tuned up for summer, and already got like new brakes and just got the whole thing dialed in, and
Maybe that's the universe telling you this is the wrong plan. Stop riding your bike place and just drive your car. Just do it.
No, Allie, I am determined to make this system work for me.
All right.
Oh, you know what it is? You know what it is at the end of the day? Like, real talk is in California, in America, but California especially, and a lot of places in the US, it's just bikers, pedestrians. It's infrastructure does not have their best interests in mind. Like, infrastructure is just for cars, and bikers and pedestrians are an afterthought. Like, everything is built to serve people on the car, and everything is, if you have money, you're going to be better. Obviously, we know that. But I'm just like, the film set people bought out that part of the station that's normally open to the public. And so I'm like, one guy on a bike, hey, can I lock my bike there? No, you have to go lock it in the sketchy parking lot. Okay, well, I'm going to do my best. And so it's just people with the money, they're going to win.
I get that. The ex-boyfriend who moved out, he was a bike guy. The 3 years he lived here, he never had a car. It wasn't his thing. He had like one of those badass mountain bike, like big thick wheel things, and it has what you call it, the motorized kind, like a motorized bike and all that business. And he rode it
like
everywhere. He locked it up.
E-bike?
I don't know if it was called that. I don't know what an e-bike is, but it's got like the motor, and you charge the motor, and then like if you want to use it, you click it on while you're riding up hills or whatever, and it helps you out. I don't know. He was old, but he loved that bike. It was like his whole life was that freaking bike, you know. So it meant a lot to him. If that got stolen, he would have lost his mind, and it was his main form of transportation because he didn't really want anything to do with having to own a car and the bureaucracy of all of that. However, Las Vegas is definitely not a bike riding friendly place at all.
I can see that. I mean, I assume Vegas is just so fucking hot in the summer. It would be hard, right?
Yeah. Oh, indeed. It's already hot here. Like we've already hit the 90s. So it's already pretty freaking beyond. I'm not a fan. So there's that. It was reported to be a gentleman. So what else is going on?
What's up? Well, what's new with you, Allie?
Like I said, I freaking went to go see the so I went to go see Absinthe with my friend. He's like a big musical theater guy, and I was a musical theater chick. And so when we get together, we like to see some kind of live entertainment. And I didn't even realize how long it's been since A, I went to a pool, and B, since I saw live entertainment, because those things both happened. So like we went to the cabana, we got a cabana at the downtown Grand, and like I wasn't great in a swimsuit before the pandemic, but like when you have to go to a store and try on swimsuits after a pandemic and you've turned 40 in that space of time, it was a little bit traumatic. But you know, I got there and I even wore a swimsuit in public. I was very proud of myself for that as well.
Yeah.
You know, after a big lemon-shaped cocktail that I drank.
After a big lemon-shaped cock.
A girl can dream. A girl could dream. But no, so yeah, the being at a pool and in public on that level, that was my first time to do that since, you know, literally almost 2 years ago. So that was a big deal, or a year and a half ago. And then we went to go see Absinthe. Have you seen a show in Vegas? Have you heard about Absinthe? Do you know the jam on it?
I don't know about Absinthe. I saw a show in Vegas, I think in like 1999 when I was like 8 years old. So no to both. Okay.
I don't know if cheeky is the word for it. I would maybe use raunchy as the word for it. It was very in your face and like being holed up after a pandemic or after a quarantine and not getting laid for a while. And, you know, one of the characters, Wanda, is talking about like just jacking off these, you know, like I can't go on because we'll get banned, but
Twitch.
It gets very vulgar and raunchy, and they talk crap to the people in the audience. I loved it. Like I thought it was fantastic. It was just in your face. It wasn't, I don't want to say it wasn't over the top because it was a bit over the top. Like my mom does not want to see that show. You know, she does not. But it's in small increments. So one kind of circus act will come out and do some amazing thing you've never seen before. And then the gazillionaire is kind of the ringleader, the ringmaster of the show. The gazillionaire comes out. He's got this kind of Beetlejuice, like swanky, like if Richard Cheese and Beetlejuice met. That's the gazillionaire, and he kind of has the whole show. You know, he's doing the flow of it all. I was really impressed. It was like 100 times better than what I thought it would be. But yeah, I would not take my mother to it. You know.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't think I've really seen a Vegas show. I can't even remember what I saw. I need to do that.
So you picked the idea.
I think you might be talking about some. Who knows what he's talking about? They're talking about a Jose Canseco date or something.
Okay.
I agree. Absinthe is like especially for the money, is one of the best shows in town from a value standpoint because it's got some of the elements of Cirque du Soleil. It's got some. I mean, was that the one that has the chair stacking?
Yes, that was like the opening act. Nice. He stacks all the chairs.
My God.
Yeah.
like 50 feet in the air. They're like it's got really cool Cirque du Soleil elements, but it's raunchy.
And it's
Really,
very
really
just like
funny.
sideshow act circus
Yeah,
too.
like
You know,
vaudeville.
it's
Yeah.
yeah, it's got a vaudeville feel to it. The coolest thing for me, because my mom owned a production company, so I used to book a lot of that kind of talent for various shows around town, like for when conventions would come. They want someone who can balance. So some of that stuff I'd seen before, but some of it I had never seen, which for me was like impressive. I watch a lot of that talent kind of stuff and pay attention to that. But the one with like it's like cellophane, like a clear tube of like plastic wrap almost, and it's really, really thick, but this guy squeezes himself up into it and uses it like in the way that you push yourself between two door frames and you can climb up, but he's in this clear plastic tube and like does it all these, that blew my mind. I haven't seen
That's
anything
crazy.
before. It was very cool.
That like gives me claustrophobia. Like that makes me anxious to think about being squeezed in a little tube.
Fair enough.
That's what I saw. But I saw Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah, where'd you see it?
I stayed at Treasure Island. I was 8 years old. I don't remember much. I don't remember much, but I saw one of the Cirque du Soleil things when I was 8. We stayed at Treasure Island.
Yeah.
That's all I know. There was an arcade at Treasure Island back then. Is there still?
I doubt it.
I don't know. I just remember loving the arcade.
Yeah.
I was like, this is so sick. And then, well, then it like hooks you to like want to gamble when you're older. You're like, this is amazing. I want to get coins from the slots or from the arcade games.
I did do that. I played slots. I haven't played slots in a really long time. And then we figured out after I lost $20, like I put in 10 and then the next day I put in another 10 and I was like, this is why I don't do this. Like I hate gambling. I handicap. I don't gamble. But my friend Ryan, who was in town, figured out that like when I told him what machine to bet on, to put his money into, then we would make some money. So like I am the slot whisperer. I'm the slot picker, not the slot player. That's what I got. That's what I can contribute. Oh, I love the pirate show at Treasure Island. Well, I'm a pirate. You guys know that about me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I did. We did go on the roller coaster at New York. My friend Ryan, who came in town, I named my son. His name is Escher Ryan. So his middle name is Ryan's name. So I always try to meet them up whenever I can. And so Ryan took us all to go on the roller coaster at New York, which is totally redone its straps. Because that used to be a hell of a ride. Like it was like that, like you bang your head and your neck. It's all fixed and it was so badass. I'm so stoked about the New York coaster. It was awesome. So if you're in town, definitely check that out too.
Every time I come to Vegas, I do the same thing. I get super drunk. I'm hungover the whole time. I lose a little bit of money. I don't even gamble that much. I go to the sports book and that's it. I do that every time I go to Vegas. And it's only been like 3 or 4 times since I turned 21. So 3 or 4 times in the last decade. I want to do all this other stuff. I want to eat more. I want to see the shows. I want to go on roller coasters.
Yeah. We did the Bellagio fountain show. That's always a classic. Easy peasy, cheap. It's a great first dater when you live in Vegas. We know about you being drunk. You got to be talking to me. Oh no, Alex being drunk in Vegas.
No, but it's like I never get to do any of the others. You know what? One time I was there 2 years ago. I went to downtown Vegas. I went to a coffee shop. That's not really what you go to Vegas for, but it was cool.
No, it's not.
Downtown's fun. By the way, I broke bread last night. I went to a Korean barbecue, and Alex, I was thinking of you, dude. I was thinking of you because they gave us some little corns that you put on the grill, and I was looking at the corns, and I'm like, these are small, man. Alex and I, we broke bread with some like real corn. I'm like, what's with these little chopped up mini corns? Get that big cob going again.
We were on the same, get that cob back in my mouth. We were on the same wavelength last night, Cofield, because I had K barbecue last night, but we got it takeout. We got takeout family meal Korean barbecue from a place here in Koreatown. We didn't grill it at home. I wish you could buy. There was a buy it raw option, which I'd like to maybe try. But we just bought it. We got the bulgogi beef family meal, but I had K barbecue last night.
Yeah, I went with McKinnell. And I had already eaten, and I lost control. Because you never go out now, so it's like you get a chance to go out. And he was doing what he does. He was going on and on about something good. He's a funny guy, And man, I lost control. It was just like they just kept coming back. They're like, "You need a new grill, don't you?" I'm like, "God damn, we do, yeah." Look at this thing; it's all charred up. Come on now. Yeah, it was good. It was fun. It's gonna like Allie was saying, like the appreciation of just going and gambling a little bit. You lost, but going to a show, just doing like basic stuff that we all took for granted, like it's a norm. I think coming out of the gates here, the first 3-4 months when we do it, we're gonna be like, "Holy shit, this is cool."
I face shielded. It was my first experience with a face shield because, like, I'll do a show at 5 and then I have one at 6, and I've always got to like run to the store to grab beer, grab whatever it is before like the night is through, and it jacks up my makeup, it jacks up my lipstick, and so I got this face shield deal that I wore all weekend because I didn't want that happening all weekend, and I freaking love it. I am all for the face shield, and best part, makes me feel like Boba Fett. Like I used to have like the like Han Solo vibe with the bandana, but now fully Boba Fett, man. I'm all over it. I got a 5-pack of these suckers. It's the best.
I'm never shielded.
Facial shields.
I'll give a quick update on Big Karen, Big Mac. He's doing a bunch of Sirius XM stuff. So his wrestling stuff and his MMA stuff's taken off on Sirius. His wife was out of work for a little while. She was pretty high level executive in the casino industry. So she's starting up a new job, sort of related to casino industry, but not what she was doing. So that starts on Monday. She's going to make a lot of money. Big Mac is ready to travel. He's going to travel a lot. He's going to go out to eat a lot. So he's very fired up. And the best part is he's actually getting healthy because I don't know if he ever talked about it on here, but whatever. I'll spill the beans. He had a constant problem with kidney stones, which, like, I've never had it. My father has had it over the years, and he's a tough mother effer because he never talks about it. McKinnell was getting crushed, and McKinnell's tough too. So he finally got that fixed, and now he's probably lost. I bet you he's lost like 40 pounds.
Oh,
like,
hell yeah.
I sat down with him. I'm like, God damn, man, your face is gone. So he's doing well. So he survived the pandemic, and I think he's going to come out of it pretty strong. So we'll get him back on here at some point. We'll get him on Cofield and Company at some point too. So he's a fun guy, and he's always got opinions, but he had some thoughts about the way some people behaved during the pandemic, and he's like, I'm not going to forget this. I'm not going to forget this. So some people behaved themselves and showed themselves to be pretty solid, and others, their worst side came out. Whether you knew they had a worst side or not, you found out.
There's a couple of my bartenders that lost me for good for like what I was seeing them post on Facebook during the quarantine. Yeah. I was like, will not be going to your bar again. Will not. Okie doke. We're good here. Nice to see I've been supporting that kind of behavior for the past 10 years. But all right, no more.
That too. Yeah, I've had more than a few people. I'm like, well, I can do without that. So, and that's fine. Yeah. That's fine. You find things out. So, and like I said, I think one of the great tests of the pandemic, or great results of the pandemic, is you find, who could handle adversity and who couldn't. So,
well, I've mentioned many times that, like, from the like spiritual perspective, the year was 2020. It's all about clear vision and seeing things for what they really are. So there you have it.
That's true. Yeah, like all those behaviors, all those cracks in society and infrastructure didn't just arise. They were just made apparent. They were made clear.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Dude, I found out that Alex is like making friends left and right. What was that table last night?
Oh yeah, well, so funny situation at my home.
That's a good picture, man.
We kind of got after it last night. But the room I have 2 living rooms in my apartment, and I'm in one of them right now. But I have a roommate, full-time roommate, whatever, like a normal roommate, and then there's a third roommate who will be coming here about 1 week out of every month and paying that portion of the rent when he needs to. But he mainly lives in the Bay Area, but he's a music producer, and he's down in LA about 1 week out of the month, but he hadn't been down here yet. We moved in here in December and he hadn't been down here. So I kind of started to think he wasn't real. He's like friends with my roommate, and he's like, Sean's coming. Hey, here's Venmo from Sean for the he paid a third of the security deposit. Sometimes he pays a few $100 just randomly when he's not even here. I'm like, dude, Sean's fucking amazing. I don't know if he's real. Like, does my roommate have some kind of a drug dealing side business and Sean is the front for when he's making extra money? But Sean finally came through and he was here for the last week, and he actually left this afternoon. But he'll sleep when he's here. He'll sleep on that couch behind me. This is technically Sean's room, but it's really like our second living room. But we got a bottle of gin last night. We played some dominoes, got some Korean barbecue takeout, and had ourselves a good little Monday.
What is that? I just had to look it up on Twitter because I knew you had a picture. But what is that purple shot that y'all are drinking?
That's Empress Gin. EMPRESS. Empress Gin. Have you had that? It's really good gin.
No, I'm not a ginner.
I have never been one to choose to sip room temperature gin. Just didn't like just straight gin. But this stuff's that good. We were just drinking straight gin out of the bottle, just
it's so
sipping
pretty.
gin. Beautiful gin.
That too. It's so pretty. All right. Gin is one of those things like when I'll burp 2 days later. All right, Miller, get us a bottle. Let's have it. Get us a bottle.
I haven't felt great today.
Bartender. Let's go.
I haven't felt great today. I'll keep it real though. I mean, like,
gin sticks with you. Like you'll burp tomorrow and you'll taste gin.
Like the whole day I've been just a little queasy. Burping up gin at a high school girls soccer game. Got to keep that on the DL. So it's Empress Gin. Jay Lawrence. It's like EMPRESS. Empress Gin. They say that it's purplish blue because of like indigo. That makes sense. They say that's because of the botanicals and the herbs and this. It could just be dye. I don't know, but it's a beautiful color. So
did you wear your granddad's jacket to the game again? I saw that. You do have quite the game look going on.
Oh yeah, we keep it fully dialed in, Allie. We keep it fully dialed in. Yeah, we keep it fully dialed in, especially when we take the train to the game. And we're like and we're riding in style the whole way.
I feel like there's like a I got a horse right here. His name is Paul Revere.
Yeah, exactly.
He'll be running fine if the weather's clear. What is that? Guys and Dolls. That's what that is.
I feel so like 1950s, like taking the train to do a football game in my suit. That's amazing.
I love it. It's a great look. I'm not knocking you at all. It takes me back to a time,
I need to get a little stogie to smoke before the game.
Yeah, do you wait, I didn't consider this part. Are you riding your bicycle with a business jacket
on? No, the other day was radio only. It wasn't a video live stream, and it was pretty warm out, so I wore just a dress shirt tucked into jeans. That was sort of like my casual look. I didn't do the jacket. It was just like a dress shirt tucked into jeans. I rolled up the sleeves and I rode my bike that way.
What's the pit stain situation? I mean, I've had to change shirts on this show before when I get too riled up. Like I would feel
sweat. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. It was like a boys soccer game. And I just was like, it seems like I could have a little sheen going for this, it just seemed like the South American or a European announcer might have the same thing going on.
I'm sure it was you, Brady. So the other thing I noticed on your Twitter is this sandwich that you are eating. What is going on with this sandwich?
Oh, well, which one? I had one today. I had one yesterday.
The one in
Venice, dude. I'm glad this is good. This is a good segue, I think, into all the food stuff we want to talk about. But I went out to Venice Beach yesterday. And I went to a really good, really high-end restaurant. It's like a bakery, great bread. How they cure their meats in-house. They have, different smoked fishes, just a real high-end bakery, deli restaurant. And I got an Italian sub and it was $18 for an Italian, a normal sized Italian sub. Now, mind you, this was an amazing sub, but it was $18.
Did it come with a side? What were your side options, and did it come with a drink?
Did not come with a side. Bought a drink. Bought a $5 iced coffee.
That's reasonable.
No. This was stupid. I should have put it back. It was a big bottle.
What's the name of the place? I want to look it up.
It's called Justa, but it's spelled GJUSTA. GJUSTA. Justa. It's like the quintessential hip LA spot.
I I just read Jay Lawrence's wife picked up the pee funnel, drove for 10 hours one way for vacation, and she loves it. You're welcome, Mrs. Lawrence. You're welcome. I'm so happy that I'm telling you, I'm putting this thing on the map. I'm going to be like the only person in the world that wants to be sponsored by Bud Light and pee funnels, like.
Yeah, definitely the only person that wants that. And Allie, before I ever met you, I knew, like, I remember one of the first times I went on this podcast, Cofield was talking about getting banned from Twitch because of this pee funnel girl. I was like, who is the hell's going on here? And it took me a while. I sometimes forget that you're the pee funnel queen.
They call me piss funnel honey. And like, you know what? Laugh it up, boys. I can pee standing up now. Take that. Is how I feel.
No, I think it's amazing. I always feel bad for women when they have to pee. And I have such a variety of ways that I can, drain the system.
I don't feel bad for men when they only have one orgasm. So, I mean, I feel like it all like evens out at some point, but
there are pros and cons.
How to pee standing up. Have you figured out how to have more than one orgasm? Just saying.
Shit, I've been trying, but careful.
I know, nail polish. Look, I got all 10 done though. I told you I would. So back on the sandwich, $18. So that's a
Allie,
lot.
it was insane. I dropped like $50 on lunch.
That's
$18 sandwich, $5 iced coffee. I really like sardines and anchovies. They had really like high quality, like fresh anchovies with high quality olive oil and like lemon. So I got a couple of anchovies and I bought a sparkling water, and the sparkling water was $7.50. And then they added a 15% COVID surcharge, and then there was tax, and then there was tip. So it was like a $55 lunch.
Yeah.
I kid you not.
I mean, I can get behind it that like this seems like it's all I can't think of the word now. Specialty artisan stuff. They're curing
artisan as fuck.
They've got marinating their own sardines here. They're making their own bread. I mean, that doesn't actually cost that much to do. You're paying a baker more than you're paying ingredients, but I can't say that I'd be like, I want a bite of that.
Yeah, it was amazing. I was just like, cool. So I can't. I just can't do this really. I can't eat out again this week because I just spent my,
your budget.
My week. Yeah, I just spent like my weekly eating out budget. And I know everyone in the chat is clowning on me like, how much does calling a high school girls soccer game pay? SoCal money guy. But I mean, I didn't eat out for so long with the pandemic. I didn't eat out for months. And so now I'm just dipping my toe back in. I'm like, holy shit. And LA, Venice, like I don't know if Cofield looked up the spot, Justa, but it's like the quintessential Venice, LA hipster spot. And it's amazing. It's bomb. It's delicious food.
Not my cup of tea. Like
it's not your cup of tea, Cofield.
I looked at it, it would bother me. It's probably delicious, but I'm such a value player that I cheat myself at places like that. I'm more of kind of the
Cofield, you would have hated it. Oh my god.
Give me like a really old school deli, kind of grungy, that goes back 60 years. I'm much more into that. And by the way, and on the money thing, I'll pay the money, but I would feel more comfortable in a place like that than I would at this Justa.
Well, I can tell you, I didn't buy my own dinner because I don't do that. But
wow,
at Gordon Ramsay,
bragging with an orgasm and getting free meals.
Oh my God, life is good.
I'm a girl, and my best friend came in town, and he's rich, so no, I don't do that. Hey. So no, but at Gordon Ramsay's Pub and Grill to get the Caesar salad, the beef Wellington with baby carrots and mashed potatoes, I got a side, and sticky toffee pudding was $75. So you paid $55 for a sandwich and a bubbly water, and I didn't pay $20 more for Gordon Ramsay. So just to put that into perspective. And look, 5 sandwiches for $75 there. So you're not taking a date there. That's what we're getting from this. We're definitely not taking a date there.
I actually was with a female, and we split the sandwich.
Good idea.
So Dutch, did you make her pay for half?
No. I paid for it. That's why I was like, and it was but Cofield, I'm so with you because just to add, the server was like pretty rude. Like she was she like was kind of rude. They made us, because of COVID, they like made us wait outside to bring the food to go, and they forgot the anchovies. So I went back in, and then she was like, "Cool, you need to wait outside while I get those anchovies." I'm like, they're in the case right there. Like you're gonna pull. I know what you're gonna, but she was just pretentious. The girl I was with like knew one of the other employees, and had met him and said something, and the cashier was like, "You can go say hi to him. He's nice." And she's like, "No, I know, I've met him. Like, I'm gonna say hi to him. Give me a second." I was like, okay, Justa. But so I'm with you on all that, Cofield. I probably will go back sometime, because I'm telling you, the bread and all the stuff was so fucking good. But I'm always an old school deli, hole in the wall. Give me a hoagie for under $10. Like, that's what I'm always gonna seek that out. But I'll dip my toe in the Justa water once in a while.
It's nice to like spoil yourself every now and again.
It is.
It totally is. You don't menstruate or worried about childbirth. Glad you're a guy. Excellent work. There's that. I don't pay for dinner or drinks, so I'm glad to be a girl.
There's pros and cons, right?
Yep. We both have our thing. I feel like because women don't get paid the same in the workforce, that men should buy drinks and alcohol. Like, I think that's a fair trade right there. Yeah.
And I shopped at a farmer's market on Sunday, where you can get just great deals on eggs, produce. I really got some good deals on some stuff on Sunday. So
whenever I hear farmers market, I like immediately what goes into my head is like, that's where you buy farmers. Like, I don't know
I was wondering
in my head where I ever heard that. But yeah, gonna go buy a farmer. Anyway, I digress. So is that COVID surcharge, does that go to their tip, or what is that just like to make up loose ends? Like, what is a COVID surcharge going to?
I don't know. It was just money I had to pay.
On the website, it said 15% surcharge for the well-being of our employees. That's all.
So it was just an extra tip. So I tipped twice.
F that.
Yeah.
I bet they might split tips.
Yeah. What was I gonna say about? I was gonna say, on the flip side, last night my new roommate, he bought us all the K barbecue. He bought the bottle of gin. He was like, stoked to be here. It's my last night. This is all on me. So that's so there's trade-offs.
Yep, there have to be. That's just it.
Steve, you would have hated Justa, man. I should have it's so anti you. You're muted, Cofield. You're muted.
Sorry. I'd probably get the cheapest thing and get like one bagel. Be like, what do you want on it? Plain?
No cream cheese.
$7, all dry ass
Don't
bagel.
Even cut it. Don't even cut it.
Yep. Don't even cut it. Is there a cutting charge? Nope. I will rip it apart.
Yeah, cutting charge. Probably is a fucking cutting charge.
So what are the rules right now in LA? Can you eat anywhere inside? Can you drink anywhere inside?
Yes. This place you just couldn't. They're like, get the fuck out, wait for your food outside. But they had patio.
We're going to adhere to the old rules, because we kind of like that. We don't like people, so you go outside.
No, that's what it was. Oh man, LA has, I guess, maybe somewhat of a rep for things like that, for just pretentiousness and like, and I stumble into pockets of that sometimes where I'm like, oh fuck yeah, we're in like the rich ass little pocket of Venice where they're gonna like be rude when I ask for my fucking house cured anchovies. But to answer your question, Cofield, yes, indoor dining is open at reduced capacity if you want to have it. I guess you don't have to, but yeah.
All right. Well, I think we're all going to be in different areas, but I know I'm going to LA, the area, on Friday, and Adam's going to be down there too, Adam Hill. So.
What for?
What are you doing?
Adam is going to, as far as I know, he's going down, I think, towards Newport, I think.
Okay.
Because his friend Matt is back from living in Europe for like 3 years. So he's moving his friend somewhere down there. And then I'm going to the Valley. I'm going to Woodland Hills to hang out with the SO's friends, and then also see her uncle, who is up a little further in Westlake Village. So.
Got it. Okay. Well,
But I'm
hey,
wondering,
maybe.
we're bar dwellers, so I'm wondering, are the bars going to suck? So we've already kind of stocked up on liquor to bring on the road to make sure we have stuff when we get down there. We don't want to get shut out, so it'll be interesting.
Yeah, Cofield. I mean, where you're going will be L.A. County, I'm pretty sure. Although Westlake Village
Westlake Village
is Ventura County.
It's close to Ventura. It might be Ventura, but yeah, let's not. LA, let's get it right on the valley. It's LA County. It's LA.
Yes.
Okay,
yes. But I know, but Westlake Village.
There will be a fucking throwdown over that. It happens all the time.
No. Westlake Village, though, you're dipping your toe into the 805 Ventura County area. So I know,
I like Allie's looking at us like, what's the big deal? Because what happens all the time is you'll say, well, the SO will. She'll say she's from the valley, and then people are like, oh, it's not LA. And she's like, fuck you, it's LA. It's all LA. Street cred, man. You gotta have street cred.
Well, Cofield, to answer your question though, bars are open. I mean, and most bars have found a workaround for this, but like if they serve food, indoor is open at reduced capacity. So, and most bars have figured out a way to serve food. I live across the street from a German tavern, and they serve food, but when it's amazing, and they just opened for indoor a couple weeks ago, which is dope. But when the kitchen closes, you have to buy a bag of potato chips, and then you have to leave it on the table. And that's how they get around. They're like, hey, the kitchen closes, but we're open for another 2 hours. You need to buy one of these 3 bags of potato chips and leave it on the table. Like, okay, great.
That happened to me on a New Year's Eve. It's kind of a dumb story, but it was New Year's Eve and I went to Zion, Utah with Ryan, with my friend who was just in town. So it's New Year's. We drop our buddy off who's got to pass out at the hotel room. And we asked, like, is there any bar that's around here? And there's one down the road, and we're in Utah. We bring a ton, like, coolers of booze with us. You know, like, we already know how this is going to go down, but we just kind of want to go out and let our friends sleep. And every time we buy a drink, we have to buy a bag of chips at this bar. Every drink you buy. So like at the end of the night, it's just like I've got 15 fucking little tiny bags of Cheetos and Lay's potato chips with me. And they're like, are you going to eat them? I'm like, can I sell them back to you? Like, seriously. Yeah. But no, we did bring it back to the room. There was a lot of drunk chip eating, you know, come 4 a.m. or whatever. But yeah, I am not a fan of drinking in Utah. There are way too many weird rules about drinking in Utah that I don't feel like I need to follow. Like, why can't I just show my Vegas ID and be like, this does not apply to me? I feel that way about last calls anywhere. Like a last what? Oh, no, I'm from Vegas. No. Yeah. No.
So wait. In Utah, you have to buy a food item for each drink?
At this little particular bar, you didn't. I've drank in Utah since that. You know, I went through Colorado a whole lot over the summer, and you got to go through Utah to get there. So, I didn't have that experience, and where it was every single drink. But at this little tiny bar in Zion, Utah, that was the rule. Every drink was a bag of chips, and we just had a crap ton of chips. I wish like if I bought a pitcher, I wonder what, well, they didn't sell pitchers. I'm sure I asked that question, but like, would I get a big bag of chips? You know, like,
yeah.
Do I have to get 4 then? Because there's 4 beers in a pitcher. How does that work, Utah? But no, they didn't even sell pitchers. Then we met this hippie dude with like long hair, and he's like, you guys want to smoke some pot? And we're like, totally. And he's like, step into my van. And we're like, it's probably not a great idea. And like, my best friend Ryan's a gay guy. He's a really tall, like, he's a big man, but he is like not going to like kill a fly, you know, like he's going to run from a fly. So he's like, is this a good idea to get in the van with the guy? I'm like, don't worry, Ryan, I can take him. So we get in the van and smoke pot, and that guy turned out to be totally cool, and it was all right. But yeah, not a fan of drinking in small towns in Utah.
Yeah, I think they have all different licenses because I've been to Logan, Utah for some Utah State UNLV games, and it's okay, but it's the watered down beer. So you have to drink so much beer to get a buzz on.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I thought Salt Lake was really cool. So I know I crack on Utah all the time on air. You know, good versus evil. We're good. They're evil. Utah's evil. We're good down here in Nevada.
I can agree with that.
I totally believe it. Salt Lake was really cool. And let me tell you, I don't know, maybe I was creating the narrative in my head, but it felt to me like people there are repressed because I was sitting there just chugging some beers, and they were regular beers. They weren't limited to whatever, like 3.2 ABV. And I'm sitting at the bar, and I swear, like everyone who came up was mixed drinks, like trying to get fucked up. I'm like, this isn't even like casual drinking. You people are just trying to get annihilated. But maybe that's the deal.
They started the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and I'm with you. Like, I've always kind of just judged Utah. Like, I'm Sin City. You're a God world. We don't get along. Keep your lowercase t's to yourself, like whatever. But honestly, traveling through there over the summer so much, I really did enjoy the scenery. The people were nice. And then the Real Housewives came out with the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and those girls get down. And some of them, are divorced, and that's a big thing in the Mormon community. And there's interracial marriage and dating, and that's a big thing. And so they're really like, the Mormon religion in Utah broke a lot of boundaries for me in that show. Like, I didn't realize that, like, they were, I don't want to say coming of age, but like they weren't as strict as I thought they were, like I could party in Salt Lake. Let's do this. So
eye-opening.
I was prejudging. I can admit I was definitely prejudging Utah. Still don't want to go there, or drink in their bars, but I take it back, Utah. I take it back.
I want to circle back to Steve's question, because I think Adam Hill's in the chat now. But if Adam Hill's going to be down in the OC, if Adam Hill's going to be down behind the orange curtain in the Newport Beach area, shit is open and cracking down there. 2 Fridays ago, I went out for a drink.
Pop in if you're there somewhere. But go ahead.
I went to a bar for a drink, and it was packed shoulder to shoulder, indoor outdoor combo, no masks on the staff, no masks on the bouncer, no masks anywhere, and it was just there. It was like there had never been a COVID. My friend and I were like, oh shit. I was half vaxxed at the time. I'm now full. He was full, so we went and sat out on a patio table by ourselves. We were also pretty drunk, and the next day I was like, now I'm fully vaxxed. I'm a little more like whatever, I guess. But at that time I was like, man, I kind of wish I hadn't been in the packed bar. Like, I kind of wish I hadn't been talking to all those random people close up and shaking hands. But to answer Adam's,
wait, Adam, where's Matt? Where's Matt moving? I thought you told me. I assumed he was going back to his home area or close to.
Well, the OC is open, not legally, but there are just a lot of bars and restaurants that are like full no COVID restrictions that are just doing it in the OC. So if you're seeking that, you can find it.
Yeah, I think Adam politically is. Yeah, that's. Oh, I got it wrong. Well, Redondo.
All okay. Right. LA County.
Close.
Shout out. He'll be able to find an adult beverage there.
So for 1 second, real quick, because I had a video I was watching today, and I was kind of, I don't know what was trying to be accomplished here, but I was just thinking back to Alex's, wasn't a date, right? That you shared your $18 salami sub with there?
Was it a date? It could have been a date.
Okay. All right. Did you watch her eat? Was she sloppy?
To be honest, Cofield, I feel a little bit uncomfortable by this line of questioning, but I didn't pay super close attention to her eating. She wasn't particularly sloppy.
So it wasn't a date. If you weren't paying attention to the way that she put that salami into her mouth, then it wasn't a date.
Let me put it this way. It was an old friend, but potential flames can always be rekindled, if you know what I'm saying.
I feel like it was a bang buddy.
Yeah, you like to go back to the well. I can appreciate that. Good job.
Hey, if the well's wet, you know what I'm saying? No pun intended, but like, if there's water in the well.
This is some lady who put up a giant sandwich in New York, and I mean, it sounds good, but man, trying to watch her freaking down this thing.
This might be my pee break time.
Ooh, mama.
This week's journey to find the best sandwiches, I head to Anthony and Son Panini Shop in Brooklyn, New York. I had to try their Paisan sandwich, which has every Italian meat, chicken cutlet, mozzarella cheese.
All right, what do we think so far?
She's kind of annoying me a little bit, but the sandwich looks fucking. Woo.
You know exactly what's about to happen right now.
Italian meat, chicken cutlet, mozzarella. Let's see what she does with this thing.
Oh my god, that looks good.
I feel a real Howard Stern private parts kielbasa moment coming on here.
Allie, are you staying or not?
I gotta see.
tomatoes, arugula, balsamic vinegar, and sweet peppers. This sandwich was ginormous.
I mean, I don't understand.
Oh my goodness.
On one hand, it's amazing. On another hand, it's kind of humbling. Is that enjoyable? Like downing it like that? Oh boy.
You're asking the wrong chick.
And it had the perfect meat to bread ratio.
Man.
The fuck?
The chicken cutlet was so good, plus the sweetness with the peppers and balsamic. I loved the arugula too.
Wow. Now she stretched it out. She's good to go.
Oh my goodness.
Talk about food porn.
I was like, you ever do that where your jaw actually, like you almost like you're unhinging it like a snake?
Yeah, I've got a tight jaw. My mouth, I've got a small mouth, I've learned.
Well, luckily you don't have to stick salami into it.
Jesus
Christ.
Yeah, no. Ridiculous. She'll never. I will say that I like that it's classier than trashier. You know, like if you're going to deep throat something, like at least it's not it's more of a love this arugula. So she's selling it well. I'll give her that.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm with that.
Gotta give it a 9.25 out of 10.
All right, 9.25.
Cofield, have you ever heard of or been to Fat Sal's?
Sorry.
Wait, say it again.
Fat Sal's sandwich shop in Los Angeles. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, we talked about Fat Sal's because they got the fat sandwiches, but they're kind of upscale. Yeah, isn't it? It's Jerry Ferrara is a part owner of it. What's his name? Turtle. Yeah, I haven't been there. I haven't been there. I don't think we're going to be down in that area, but next time we are, we'll stop in there. I know the girlfriend was looking at the menu. There's some good stuff on there.
It just reminded me a bit of this sub. They do a variety of subs with things like this, but they do like an Italian that also has like the chicken, basically like an Italian sub with like a chicken parm, cutlet, and French fries all in the sub. It's pretty. They have different varieties that are kind of in that vein, and it's pretty amazing.
Yep, I gotta try it. All right, I think we've had enough of whatever her name is.
It's a good still frame.
I mean, this has got to be her thing, right? This is what she does. I think it's an interesting angle.
I'll have to look it up.
I'm a little bit speechless. Like I'm impressed. You know, like get it, girl. Get it. I mean, it could have been a lot dirtier if there was like ranch on that sandwich, you know, she had drippage or something. So it could have gotten worse. I think she did it in a classy way, though. You know, she wasn't like licking stuff and delis with Debbie. I like that. Yeah, totally food porn. That's 100% food porn. Deep throating delis.
Yeah, I've got nothing but respect for it, really.
Yeah, I mean, I'm impressed. And you ate the whole wheel of cheese? I'm not even mad. I'm impressed. Jeez Louise.
She's got almost 500 videos. She got 1.3 million followers.
Oh my goodness.
I'll bet. I wonder what the ratio to male to female followers is.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
We're all quiet. Like, I want to know what you're looking at right now, Steve.
I just wanted
this. It looks mostly like she's. I don't know. I'll have to check this out later.
Okay, we'll talk about this next week.
All right.
It doesn't feel like it was that was not her first time. You know.
No.
She has done this before.
Yes. All right. What else did you guys have from the food front? Just your trip to the fancy schmancy deli?
No, I know Allie's got some questions, right, Allie?
Well, I have some fun ones because I hadn't talked to the chat in a while, and I know that they all like to jump in on stuff. So I don't know. Now they seem lame after I saw a chick deep throat a freaking hoagie. So exactly. Yeah. Oh my gosh. How would you feel, Alex, if you spent $18 on a sandwich and then you gave that chick a bite? And that was the size of the bite that she took.
You know what? I mean,
$9 for that.
I'd call that an investment. Alex. I think there's going to be more where that came from.
Well played, sir. Well played. Holy hell. I have a question, but I think it's too inappropriate.
All
Not
right,
for you, but for her. So I'm just going to leave that one out.
This chick's weird, man. I just watched her. She got like a regular sub, like a smaller sub, and then she insisted on like doing like just putting like the whole. Like, what are you doing?
Oh, so she's like,
This is her thing.
I guess.
yeah, that's her shtick.
Huh.
What's her name on the internet?
Yeah.
You know what I'm noticing that is the hashtag on here. Well, hashtag big bite, hashtag one bite.
Oh, is it like a fetish?
Why haven't we seen her in like the Nathan's hot dog, like the eating competition or something?
Now that I'm watching, I feel like she's trying to be a comedian. So it could be really annoying. Her handle is Ramsdell5. So if you want to check her out on TikTok.
I'm gonna see. I just want to see. I'm just curious.
Oh, I'm just curious. I'm not gonna watch this 7 times later or anything.
Oh yeah, see, she's a comedian.
Oh, she is. It says it.
Yeah, I actually ended up on her Instagram, and it says,
Yeah, she's
comedian.
shacked in a fool. You could see her. I don't know. I'm out.
She said, "No, it's not a filter. My mouth is that big. Professional sandwich reviewer. Hashtag one bite."
Okay.
She's like a TikTok comedian.
Yeah.
It's a good niche, though. I mean,
She got 1.3 million followers. So
yeah, guys love
You
food,
eat on it.
and guys love chicks that can shove stuff in their mouth. So guys love chicks who swallow. So it just really all works out for her, and she's funny and cute.
Yeah.
I wish you the best, Sam Ram.
I'm watching her.
on that, we got a chick chugging a sub like whatever, and you can't keep your eyes open. Or did Pro Martini Maker did Pro Martini Maker hear the name and he's like, yeah, I gotta go. Tired, guys. Sorry.
I know
Sleepy
Pro
time.
Martini Maker like used to date her or something. He was like, F that bitch. Can't argue with her.
Yeah, I'm watching her put some huge Sandos in her mouth. And I get the shtick, but I don't think I would subscribe, to be honest. But it's cool. I like that she's doing her thing.
Yeah.
Oh, like I'm watching her eat a croissant in one bite. I don't know if you guys saw that, but
Is she like? I wonder if she's going to turn into like the next Guy Fieri or Fieri. He's stupid. I don't like him. But like the diners, drive-ins, and dives, like Naked City Pizza, like Chris Palmieri, they got a big jump from Guy Fieri. That's his dumb name. Writing on their wall and bringing them to diners, drive-ins, and dives. So like, wonder if she's that next chick who's like she shows up and she gives your sandwich a blowjob, and now all of a sudden you're a big deal.
Maybe. I'm sure she's got an agent. I'm sure that's what she's trying to do is get her own food show.
I'm with it.
Might work, but please don't compare her to what Guy does. Guy's a saint.
What?
I know. I know. Ask Chris about Guy and like how big he is for the small restaurant industry around the country.
I know. I work there. I know. I mean, I absolutely know, but it doesn't mean that like I want to listen to his voice ever or watch his show. That guy I cannot stand him.
why?
Lon Kruger 2 weeks ago. Now you're going after Guy. Another
annoying. He like seems like he's like I don't know. I'm gonna piss y'all off if I go on, but
keep going.
he's not a guy's guy or a man's man. He's like a twerpy little dude who wants to hang out with the cool kids. That's what I feel about him. He just he's trying to buy cool. You can't buy cool. You're cool or you're not cool. Guy, you're not cool and you can't buy it. Sorry, we're out of business for coolness. She just bugs me. He's not cool.
I feel like Guy is dope. Like Guy is.
What
cool.
about him is his frosted tips? Is it his frosted tips or is it like I don't?
I like the frosted tips.
Like, I can eat the hottest stuff ever. I bet your butthole looks like freaking Vesuvius, Guy. Whatever. Thank you, Gil the Thrill. Gil's with me.
I just think
He's not
living
cool,
the
is he,
dream.
Gil? He's not cool. He's
He's
trying to
living the
buy
dream.
cool.
What was that impression?
Detroit Lenny! Oh my gosh!
So funny.
Detroit Lenny is one of my morning woodies. Like he's one of my morning wood people, and he comes on. He went to my meet and greet. I hope this is the same Detroit Lenny as like I'm thinking. I don't know how many Detroit Lennys there could be, but I love Detroit Lenny. That rant brought to you by Bud Light. Faces out, Dan.
Oh my God.
Bugs, every time I come on this show, there's one guy that we have to talk about that just pisses me off, and you guys are all like, but we love him. And I'm like, that guy sucks.
He just seems like a guy you'd be down with.
Why? He hasn't
frothy
evolved
tips.
1997 and he knows it, but maybe that's my problem. Yes, I knew it, Detroit Lenny. Hi, thank you for watching.
What was that lisping character you did?
I don't know what I said.
It's frosted tips. Oh, what were you doing? I over lisped. What are you doing?
It's I forget what movie it's from, but it's when it's just spank it. I don't know.
What is that from? What is that from?
I know, but I don't know.
Is that an SNL skit?
Stop. I don't think it is. I think it's like a show I don't watch, I don't watch a ton of stuff like that. Do you in the chat know what am I trying to talk about? Just
I love
something. Just something. I can't remember it.
I love that the person who consistently offends the most is Allie. Scott, not cool.
Guys, Grocery Games is fucking legit. Detroit Lenny. And yes, I know it's kind of a ripoff of Chopped, but it's amazing. Guy Fieri is living the dream.
The supermarket sweep. And it's way better when that chick from Ghostbusters does it. She's hysterical.
There's no cooking on Supermarket Sweep. They're not cooking.
Oh, wow.
They're not cooking on Grocery Games, are they? Don't they just run around and get the stuff? See, this is how much I don't like Guy. Why would I ever watch that show? I've never watched the original show. I'm not buying tickets to the next one. Oh, God, what's new, Brady?
No, not you. He's saying that Leslie Jones ruined Supermarket Sweep.
No way. I love her.
I can't believe you called her the chick from Ghostbusters.
She is the chick from Ghostbusters.
That was another thing, by the way. That threw me off, too. I'm like, wait, which Ghostbusters?
Secretary? Sigourney Weaver? We're talking about Sigourney Weaver?
See, when I think of the chick from Ghostbusters, I think of Annie Potts, or is that her name?
Yeah.
I think of her
the secretary.
I think of Sigourney Weaver.
I was when you said that, I thought of Annie Potts is the actress. I thought of her. I was like, oh, she hosts Supermarket Sweep now. Okay, yeah.
Annie Potts. Yep.
And there's 4 girls in the Ghostbusters that I'm talking about on top of that, but only one of them hosts Supermarket Sweep or whatever. I don't really watch those shows, but I stop in for Leslie Jones every now and again, and she kind of cracks me up. So,
God damn,
I'm a big Ghostbusters guy.
Where's your cardboard cutout?
I got my poster over here, but I'm worried that my webcam is super finicky. But I do have a Ghostbusters poster right here. I'm pro women. I'm pro like Leslie Jones is funny. Not a fan of the all-female Ghostbusters reboot. Does that make me sexist?
I don't think it's sexist. I think it's just hard anytime anyone reboots anything. No, it's like book to movie stuff. Like it's always hard to jump on board. I thought they did a really good job with it. I enjoyed it. I fully enjoyed it. Was it better than the original Ghostbusters? No. Could it have ever been better? No. So like what are you comparing it to, really? It was a different thing. I thought it was well done. I liked it, and I've seen it more than once, and you guys know I don't really watch movies for anything, so I love Kate.
That's true.
She was fantastic.
It's an impossible ask. And
I thought they did it. Yeah, it was never going to be as good, but I thought it was nice that they used, Bill Murray was in it, and we had the statue of Egon, and freaking Leslie Jones, where they got the Hearst from, where they got the Ghostmobile from, ended up being Winston. And, that was her uncle the whole time who owned the funeral parlor. So I thought it all tied in nicely. It was cute. What? Shake your thing at me. What?
No, you're going 100 miles an hour. I haven't seen the movie yet. So I was like, God damn, there's a lot to the story.
Jesus Christ. Where have you been? I feel like spoiler alerts are null and void after this many years have passed since it came out.
I'm never going to see it unless I'm forced
to. You totally should.
There's a new Ghostbusters coming out in November, by the way.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Why?
there's Ghostbusters Afterlife coming out in November. It's like the kid Ghostbusters with a bunch of kid actors and Paul Rudd. The child actors include Finn Wolfhard, who's in Stranger Things, and It. It actually looks decent.
You're really into
I'm
this.
into the Stranger Things business. All the kids are into that right now, and I'm like, I don't know about this.
Yeah, no, I'm not a stranger. I'm not a Stranger Thinger. People love it. People love it. I'm not. I can't. I watched a couple eps. It seemed cool. I don't know if kid actors is the right term, but
Yeah, like child actors, or
I don't know. Like it's about children. It's about Ghostbusters children. It's
Wow.
called Ghostbusters Afterlife.
It sounds really good. Sounds really
so
good.
is it like it's the kids of Venkman and then, or is it Venkman as a kid?
I'm working on finding that out, but I am seeing that General Mills has unveiled a new Ghostbusters Lucky Charms. A Ghostbusters, and that sounds dope. I might have to pick up a box of that.
Remember that?
You know
what was it? Slimer soda or Slimer? It was a Kool-Aid. Like
Ecto Cooler.
It
was the Ecto Cooler.
Pouch.
There's so much great Ghostbusters stuff.
Oh, when my kid got into Ghostbusters, he was 3, and there wasn't a new Ghostbusters that was on the rise yet. So, like, finding him Ghostbusters toys, God, I wish I would. Next week, I will come back with pictures of all the toys that I made him. Like, he had a cardboard box that was the was the Hearst, and we would hang like Slimer or different ghosts I would make from the ceiling fan, and I'd put him on a string and then he'd zap him with this tube I would make from his vacuum cleaner and drop him into a box, and then the oven was the containment unit. It was insane how many Ghostbusters toys I had to actually create to entertain my child. And then like 3 years later, every goddamn marshmallow shooter and it all came out, and it was huge.
That's amazing. And my respect level for your kid just went way up.
Oh, I will. You'll see next week. We're going to have to do a quick like Ghostbuster crafts montage. Now, I have a whole stack of Garbage Pail Kid, or not Garbage Pail, not Garbage Patch. That was Cabbage Patch. And
Cabbage Patch, Garbage Pail.
But no, I have a whole stack of, I'm like looking right there because I know where they are, of Garbage Pail Kids. But this a-hole kid of mine, I saved all my Star Wars figurines from like when I was little, like my originals from the 80s. They're all in this box. I'm so stoked about it. Then I take him to see whatever the first Star Wars movie was he was old enough to see, the Rogue One, or the Force Awakens. That's the one. So we go see it. He thinks it's so dope. He keeps saying lightsaber. Mom, I want a lightsaber. And I'm like, you're not getting a lightsaber because it's a lightsaber. And until you say that correctly, you're not ready to get a lightsaber. So this goes on for like a whole week. And then finally he's like, it's fine. I don't need a lightsaber. I just want a pistol. And I go, it's not a pistol, it's a blaster. So I'm like, my Star Wars nerdiness is overtaking me. And then finally he gets it all right. And I'm so proud. And I give him this box of my figurines, and like where all of those figurines are now, I could not tell you, like I could absolutely not tell you. So taunting my child for having it. He does not have it. He just doesn't listen. He just doesn't a lightsaber. He just doesn't. So yeah, it's like I saved all these figurines to like bestow upon my child, and I did it probably 3, 4, 5 years before he was ready for that, and now they're all gone. So he will not be getting Garbage Pail Kids because those are stickers, and their asses are going to end up everywhere on every wall in my house.
I think that stuff's so important, though. I think like the handing down of the classic figurines and the toys and the culture and the movies. Like, I really like Ghostbusters when I was a kid, but I was born in 1991. So by the time, I was like a decade. By the time I watched it and got into it, I was like, probably like over a decade past the movie. But my older cousins gave me all their old Ghostbusters figurines and their toy. And I had like the toy Proton pack. And they had saved that. I had like the toy Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. They saved all that. They handed it down to me. Then I gave it to my brother. My younger brother. And so like, there's no reason we should have been playing with Ghostbusters toys, but I think that stuff is important. Also, because all the new shit, and this is going to make me get off my lawn, all these new movies and all this new like whatever in the Fortnite that like I want the kids playing with the Star Wars figurines, you know.
Oh, I'm
That's
so
me, though.
over
That's
Fortnite
me.
and video games. I'm so over it. It's like I don't even know my child anymore.
What I'm saying, I don't even know. I mean, I don't know your child to begin with, but
Right.
We're gonna wrap this tonight. Alex, what do you got coming up this week?
I got a baseball game tomorrow, Tar baseball, and then we got the last football game of the season on Friday against Los Alamitos, who's got one of the best teams in California, and their quarterback will be playing on Saturdays and maybe Sundays in the next few years.
Picks and parlays?
Picks and Parlays is still rocking and rolling, man. Now Chelsea Messenger's got her own show, Good Hits. Sean Higgs is rolling his own show, Midday Money. I've still got my Morning Wood going on, as always. We moved into baseball season, started my stats today. Total Chaos is kicking butt right now, so all is well over at picksandparlays.net. So follow me on Twitter. Check out some Picks and Parlays. It's all good over there.
Best place for picks and parlays is at the site or on YouTube?
YouTube, go to find Picks and Parlays Morning Wood. That's how you find me. But if you're looking to buy picks and all that jazz, it's picksandparlays.net.
All right. Guys, good job. Glad you were back. Glad we had the dynamic duo. Thanks for everyone watching. And we're back tomorrow with Petro. And then Thursday, we've got the legal podcast. Cofield and Company tomorrow is over at the Battleborn Broadcast Center.